Yeah, as you can tell, I'm so giddy right now. I get to do a classic right now. Train to Busan. Let's get it. So we start with this random dude. He's just driving somewhere. He's trying to get across this like plateau or whatever. And while he's driving, his phone rings. He's trying to get to the phone or whatever like that, but apparently he can't get to it. And all of a sudden he hits something on the road. It's like some type of llama or whatever. But after he pulls off, the llama gets back up. His eyes all glazed over and shit. We're like, oh shit, what's going on here? Then we got this guy by the name of Wu. He works for this like hedge fund company. Then he's talking to his personal assistant, Kim. Now he's supposed to tell Kim to send some certain information out or whatever like that, but he's real hesitant to do it. But bottom line is, he was like, just go ahead and finish it up. But he's like, all right, whatever. Now Wu was looking at all these like reports on the news or whatever like that. He's got news about certain animals dying, then it's got news about a bunch of fish just plopping up dead in the water. You're like, what the fuck is going on in the water? So he gets out to his car, you know what I'm saying? He doesn't really have a good relationship with his ex-wife or whatever. So the thing is, he's got a daughter by the name of Suhan, and the thing is, the ex-wife hasn't been able to see the daughter like that. So basically, he wants her to take her out. He wants to take a daughter out to Busan or whatever. And the easiest way to get there is by train. See what I did there? So you think to yourself, who's watching his daughter while he's at work? Turns out Wu's mom is watching her. He goes in the room and talks to his daughter. Now, he had asked Kim earlier, what kind of presents do kids like? And I'm like, wow, because it's actually Suhan's birthday. So he ends up getting her a Nintendo Wii, but here's the problem. She's already got one. So now I'm thinking to myself, does he be seeing her like that, or does he pay any attention to her? You know what I'm saying? It's like, what's going on? He comes off like he wants to care about Suhan, but the thing is, he comes off kind of selfish. I'm explaining why that is too. Now, apparently he had missed one of her singing recitals or whatever, but his mom made it to the recital. In fact, she recorded the whole thing. So he watched the tape she was singing halfway, and then all of a sudden she had forgot her lines, and then people started laughing at her, but then they were still clapping, right? Pretty sure she was sad her father wasn't there. So she feels like he's been lying to her for a while, talking about, I'm gonna always help you out with stuff, and then it's like he really doesn't, so now he's like feeling bad. And the only thing she really wants for her birthday is to see her mom. So they're going on a train to Busan so that she can see her mom. So now they're driving there, and then all of a sudden, like, all these ambulances come out of nowhere, whatever like that. And then we see over the horizon, like, it's a bunch of buildings burning or whatever like that. You're like, what the heck is going on over there? Nonetheless, they end up getting on the train. Everybody's getting on the train. You got this baseball club that's getting on the train. You got these two old ladies that are sisters. You got this guy that's like a CEO of some company. I think he's the CEO for like Blueprints or something like that. But yeah, we're going to be bringing his name up because he's a problem. Now everybody's getting in these seats on the train. This one chick rushes in the train. She's feeling all hurt and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Like she's about to just pass out. You got this other dude that locked himself in the bathroom talking about they're all dead. They're dead. I'm like, what's he talking about? We don't call him the homeless dude. So Wu ends up falling asleep. Suhan is trying to get up and she's trying to go to the bathroom, but she's curious about everybody on the train. So she's been going through like multiple different carts. Now each one of these trains, let's just say it has about 20 different carts. So everybody's on the train. Right before they're about to take off, they got the TVs or whatever like that showing the news, right? Now everybody it looks like a fucking riot, right? Now you can barely see anybody's faces and stuff like that, but bottom line is the people in the news are looking up like, damn, where are these riots coming from? Like, what's going on here? Boy, little do they know. So now back to this chick that got on the train. One of the attendants check on her to see if she's okay, whatever like that. She's convulsing and shit, and we're like, oh no. Next thing you know, the attendant is running with this chick on her back, snacking on her neck, and we're like, it's time. She got bit, somebody else got bit, now it's time for zombie action. Everybody getting bit off one cart straight to the next. Gets to a point where there's probably about 10 carts done deal dead as shit. Then we got this dude, Leo's, with his pregnant wife or whatever like that. Now Suha's around both of them at the time. Wu wakes up looking for Suha, and then he sees all this craziness, whatever like that. Then they end up getting into safety. They almost locked the pregnant lady in the daggone dude out. But then Wu thought better about it. But then Leo was like, word. So we know Wu thinking about self-preservation, but the selfish level is up there. So we're like, dude. So they close the doors, they put newspapers up there, whatever like that, so the zombies could feel like the zombies are not really looking at them, and they're not as aggressive as trying to get down the door. Now the CEO dude is panicking like crazy, you know what I'm saying? He's trying to talk to the conductor. So the next stop they're supposed to make, they ain't stopping. Because they done heard worldwide news about this certain type of thing is happening everywhere right now. The next stop is supposed to be in Chang'an, but when they get there, you know what I'm saying, it's a bunch of people trying to rush to the train. They're like, help us, help us. And then all the zombies coming out of nowhere, whatever like that. They're like, oh, they're not stopping here. Keep it rolling. So they said basically the next place they're going to stop at is like Daejeon Center or something like that, right? Now around that time, Wu ends up calling his mom, and you know what I'm saying, mom all coughing on the phone talking about some, make sure you take care of stuff. And we're like, yeah, she done deal. And she was. Then he calls up Kim to make sure he's still alive, and he's like, hey, yo, Kim, so what's going on in Daejeon Center? He said, they're supposed to be having military block it off, but the thing is, it's quarantine out there, too. So we like, quarantine? Now, if they're quarantined, that means they're not gonna be able to let certain people in. Or they probably gonna shoot niggas at will if they think they're a threat. So basically, they end up getting the day Johnson and everybody gets out or whatever like that. Now, they're feeling like it's safe at this point because there's nobody out there. I'm like, dude, it's a problem. I get people feeling like that because the last place they stopped at, it was things swarming everywhere, zombies going all crazy, but it looked all peace and quiet out here. So they're probably thinking the military's doing their job, right? Boy. So they're walking through the terminal and you realize there are bags down there, but there's nobody there. Right off the back, I'm thinking, red flag, red flag. Wu and Suhan end up dipping off to this other area or whatever like that, right? So they're like, we're going to check out this spot just in case, you know what I'm saying? Now these people are walking down the steps of the terminal or whatever like that. Yo, Leo ends up seeing a fucking police shield with blood on it on the ground. Nigga, crimson red flag. The homeless man ends up following Wu down a certain path, right? He sees somebody down the end of the path and the homeless man's like, hey, yeah, we need some help, whatever like that. But the way he's walking, I'm like, that ain't good. Meanwhile, the rest of the people getting to the bottom of the terminal, yo, you see like all these military uniforms of people, but when they turn around, they're all fucking zombies, yo. This scene was one of the most terrifying scenes I've like, nigga. Because you know half these motherfuckers are about to get done dealed. So like people trying to run back up the escalator or whatever like that. Leo was making sure his his girl, you know what I'm saying, puts her on the other side so they can run up the steps. Suhan catches everybody running back up the steps. So does Wu. The homeless guy was actually going towards a military guy that needed help, but then all of a sudden a zombie came out, ate the military guy. We're like, oh shit. So they found the rest of the people to get the fuck out. Now obviously they're going back to the train. A lot of people getting through the exit, some people getting done deal. Now they got this door, right? A couple of the baseball dudes and Leo are holding off this door or whatever like that. Meanwhile, Wu was getting stuck real quick, so Wu has to fight off a zombie. His pregnant wife and Suwa got through the door too, whatever like that. Now they're all heading back towards the train. Leo makes sure Wu gets through the door, so now Leo and Wu are trying to like lock this door or whatever like that with a couple of the baseball dudes. Now majority of people got back on the train, right? The CEO dude is talking about, yo, we gotta start the train up. Yo, we gotta get it out of here, you know what I'm saying? Now they're basically starting to train up, they're ready to dip, right? Now Wu, Leo, and a couple of the baseball dudes, you know what I'm saying, we gotta hurry, we get back to the joint, whatever like that. But as they're running down, all of a sudden zombies start busting through some daggone windows, and of course they bust through that window. And now all these zombies coming out of nowhere. Now zombies busting through windows, they go jumping on top of the trains and shit. It's a mad dash. They end up making it on the train. Now, a couple of the baseball dudes didn't survive. One baseball dude was hanging. We just gonna call him Jimmy. He's the only one left. And his girl Chi-Chi, so there you go. Now the thing is, certain people are on different carts now. The pregnant lady, Suha, and the homeless dude are on this one cart. They have to force themselves locked in the bathroom because all these zombies was coming out of nowhere. Leo, Jimmy, and Wu are all on another cart. Wu ends up in the car for Suha, telling them like, yeah, we're in cart 13. Now what cart are they in? They're in cart 9. So basically they gotta go through 4 carts of fucking zombies to get their loved ones. There you go. So Jimmy finds a bat. Leo wraps some ropes around his arms. And Wu ends up finding a shield. So they go through one cart that lands a certain amount of zombies, and they just start fighting them, you know what I'm saying? Leo's just punching them in his face, like straight like that. I'm like, nigga. And they cook and they get through one cart. Second cart got a little bit more zombies in it. But the second cart got zombified baseball players in it. Jimmy can't put himself to beat these niggas up, but he ends up doing it. But when they about to get messed up, all of a sudden they start going through tunnels, right? And then the zombies just sit still like they lost or something. That's when they find out, oh, they can't see through the tunnel or whatever like that. They can hear it though, so they slowly get to the other door and then they get up out of there. Now they got one more cart to get to their peoples, but this one's got a shit ton of zombies in it. So Wu gets an idea. He's like, Leo, let me borrow your phone. He puts his number in his phone, right? First he makes sure they goes through a tunnel again so they could, you know what I'm saying, they'll be chilling or whatever like that. He puts the phone by the door while they're in the seats, right? Then he calls that phone, all the zombies come rushing towards the phone or whatever like that so they can sneak to the other cart and get up out of there. They get to cart 13, they safe, whatever like that, but then they gotta hide in another bathroom. So you got your loved ones in one bathroom and they in the other bathroom. So you think to yourself, what's Wu looking through his phone for? He's actually looking through to see what kind of, see if we're going through tunnels or whatever like that. He's going through the maps and shit. And he tells him it's like, this tunnel's got like 2 minutes worth of tunnel in it. So you're like, okay. So when it starts getting dark again to get everybody out, they're trying to get to this other side because they go through further, a couple more carts or whatever like that. They'll meet up with everybody else. Because a big part of the group is in cart 15. So it's a bunch of zombies, right? They get an idea to climb up to the top part where the baggage claim is. So they're trying to sneak past that whole shit. Wu sees a bag in the way or whatever like that, but then he's able to chuck the bag over towards the other door so that way the zombies will run that or attempt to go that way regardless. So they get everybody through the door just right before they got the fucking tunnel. They do the same thing with this other cart, right? But then the homeless dude fell over in the seat. I'm like, oh shit. So Wu was making sure he goes back to get the homeless dude, right? All of a sudden they both end up at chairs and then the light comes back. So Leo's letting them know how far the zombies are on the other side. And then Wu was like, yeah, on the count of 3, rush this way. Right before he counted 3, the homeless guy accidentally stepped on a can. We're like, oh shit, they gotta hurry up and get the fuck out. They end up getting him through the door, but then a zombie ends up getting caught in the fucking door. So they try to close that shit, try to get it popping. And Leo was trying to hold it together. Now, a group was trying to get to the other side or whatever like that, but the people on the other side had already barricaded the door. I'm like, wow. So the CEO is like, yo, don't let them in, you know what I'm saying? They might be infected, yo. So Wu picks up a bat. He goes over to the door. He's trying to beat these zombies down so Leo could close the door or whatever like that. It's fucked up while Leo's holding the door, Leo ends up getting bit. I'm like, no. So he gives him this speech. He's like, yeah, take care of my girl for me. So Jimmy's on the other side. He's banging on the door. He gets to the point, he breaks the glass. He's like, fuck this shit. Get us over here. But before they get through the other door, I mean, he's got his hand still in the door, whatever like that. The CEO is trying to block him out and all this shit. Jimmy girl on that side, they trying to shut her up. And then she's like, yo, fuck this. She's trying to help them get over. And now, eventually, Wu and everybody, they get over there, you know what I'm saying? They get them out the way or whatever like that. Leo's holding them all off, you know what I'm saying? Before he turns into a damn zombie himself. And then our crew gets over to the rest of the people. And the first thing Wu does is punch the CEO dead in his face, as he should. Because Wu not just about self-preservation no more. He's trying to help everybody. Meanwhile, the CEO is only about self-preservation, but he's trying to make it look like he's trying to protect everybody else. So the CEO tells all his crew, they like, yeah, you got to get over to another car. We don't trust you, you know what I'm saying? Y'all could be infected. So I forgot to mention, throughout all them trying to get through or whatever like that, remember when I was talking about the 2 old ladies that was a sister? One of them ended up getting caught in the door to make sure they could all get over there, right? So she ends up being sacrificial lamb to the daggone zombies. Why is this important? Well, after our crew gets over across a couple more carts or whatever like that, now our crew is Wu, his daughter Suhan, the 2 baseball people who left Jimmy and Chi-Chi, Leo's pregnant wife, and the homeless man. That's it. Now you got people trying to tie up one door or whatever like that, and now the other lady, one of the other older ladies, she says, man, fuck this shit. She starts walking towards the door. We're like, what the fuck is she? The CEO's like, yo, what the fuck is she doing? She ends up opening the door so all these niggas can get done deal dead as shit, right? Yeah, everybody over there getting cooked. And now it's just our 6 of us and the conductor. Or so we think, right? By the way, the train's going to Busan non-stop after that daggone debacle with the fucking military niggas. So Wu ends up going to the bathroom so he could call Kim, right? Who Kim actually picks up the phone because he's been trying to call his ex-wife, and I'm pretty sure she's done deal dead as shit. Kim tells him he finds out some information. He says the start of this whole thing was at this spot called YK Biotech. The assignment that he had told Kim to carry out while he was back at the office, that was for there. So Kim's feeling like he's responsible for this whole shit. I'm like, yo. But he tells him it's not his fault, you know what I'm saying? And he just starts crying. So we get to a point where they're almost at Busan, but then all of a sudden when they get to a certain area, you know what I'm saying? Fucking, you know what I'm saying? Trains are laid out all over the place, it's blocking the path. So now they got no choice but to get out the train and hopefully find their way to get to the Busan. So now they looking through cars just to see if whatever cars don't have any zombies on them or whatever like that in every different trains. Now the conductor has already told them, you know what I'm saying, it's every man for themselves. He gets out, right? He's looking through a whole bunch of different stuff. All of a sudden he finds a small train that has, you know what I'm saying, access to be able to go somewhere. So like, all right, he gets that train started up and gets it popping. Jimmy and Chi-Chi end up seeing this train or whatever like that. Now come to find out, remember when the old lady let off all the zombies and niggas that get murked? And guess what? There's only 2 people that were left in there. The CEO ended up going hiding in the bathroom with this other administrator dude, right? So he basically tossed the administrator dude out there to go check, right? He tosses him out there, fresh lamb, just sent him out to the wilderness just so he could get away and get off the train. This CEO bastard ain't shit. So he's looking for trains to get it going too, right? Jimmy and Chi-Chi are trying to get to this one train. All of a sudden, the conductor comes out of nowhere because he's getting chased by zombies, right? He ends up throwing Chi-Chi into one of the zombies. I'm like, oh, you son of a bitch. So while Jimmy's trying to say Chi-Chi or whatever like that, the conductor busts through a window and gets away. And now that Jimmy's girl is done, he's like, damn, I ain't got nothing to live for. So he just says, fuck, he's just laying with her until she turns to a zombie, eats him too. I'm like, damn it, man. No more baseball players. So while Wu, Suhan, Leo's pregnant wife, and the homeless guy are still trying to search for stuff, all of a sudden you see this like flaming fucking train coming in, and you're like, what the heck? So it ends up running into other trains and they end up getting stuck under a couple other trains, right? Now there's a little hole for them to get out or whatever like that, but the problem is the train that's collapsed on them or whatever like that, it's got zombies right in front of their faces and shit. It's like, what the fuck? So Wu crossed through the hole or whatever like that, and he's given the access so he can be able to pull Suan and pregnant lady through the hole, right? But then the glass breaks on the other side. We're like, oh shit, the zombies are coming over like that. He ends up pulling both of them through the hole. The homeless man is blocking it off, whatever like that. And he basically sacrifices himself. He's done deal. So while the conductor's getting his train going because it's moving kind of slow or whatever like that, all of a sudden the conductor sees the CEO or whatever like that. We're like, yo, just leave this motherfucker. But no, he's getting on the train. He's gonna get this guy because he sees a bunch of zombies coming whatever like that. And then the dude ends up pushing the fucking conductor into the goddamn zombies. But the crazy thing is, the CEO ends up messing up his leg, so he's on the ground. He's like, oh shit. But he ends up getting up and getting away, whatever like that, so he could get onto the train. So now you got Woo, Suhan, and Leo's wife or whatever like that. They're all running or whatever like that. And then all of a sudden these zombies come out of nowhere. And there's a bunch of these motherfuckers. I'm like, oh shit. They're running to catch the daggone train that's moving or whatever like that. Now they all get on the train, but the zombies are catching up to the train. One zombie hangs on and then all of them start hanging on, which is going to slow down the damn train. So we're like, oh shit. So Woo's basically kicking these niggas, kicking them to the point where they all let go of the fucking train. And we're like, all right, we good now, right? So Woo's about to go to the conductor booth where he sees the CEO sitting there, and we're like, oh shit, the CEO's turning into a zombie? Well, apparently he must have got bit when he pushed the conductor into the zombies and shit after he messed up his leg and tried to get back up and run. He's not full-fledged zombie yet because he's talking, but he's about to turn. Now it's one-on-one, Woo versus the conductor, you know what I'm saying? I mean the CEO. And it got to a point where his daughter almost got bit, so to save himself, he sacrificed himself and put his hand around his mouth to make sure his daughter didn't get bit, but he ends up getting bit. He tossed the CEO off the train, Dundale did his shit, but unfortunately, Woo got bit. He tells Leo's wife to take care of his daughter, you know what I'm saying? So he starts crying and everything like that, and then he closes the door, locks them inside of the conductor so she doesn't get away or whatever like that. And of course she's on it. And then he gets over to like the end of the daggone car, starts smiling, gets this flashback about his daughter, whatever like that. And then they show him just falling off the fucking cart. I'm like, shit. Now the cart ends up taking them to this one spot, right? They get to this big ass tunnel, right? But it's like dead fucking zombies all over the goddamn place, right? Now they gotta walk through this tunnel, right? It's so daggone dark, you don't know what the fuck is about to happen, right? Now on the other side of the tunnel, you see these military dudes, they're sitting there looking to see what's coming through the tunnel. They can't see the people, all they see is two bodies, right? He says if they're not saying that, they give the order to shoot to kill. I'm like, oh my god, they can't be killed after all this. You know what saved them? When Suha started singing, y'all, I was like, oh shit. She started singing and then letting them know they were real survivors, and they end up picking them up, yo. And that's how the movie ends. I'm like, holy shit. Y'all don't understand, Train to Busan is my jump off, yo. And I would say without going crazy, besides like the Dawn of the Dead, the George Romero stuff, Train to Busan is one of the best zombie movies to ever exist. I ain't gonna put the top, but it's way up there. Train to Busan back on Netflix. Check that shit out immediately.